What's going on, everybody? Welcome into this top 4 matchup for the Ancients World Championship. We got Graham taking on Celtic here, and it is going to be Dragons versus Dragons. But first of all, I'm going to let them know that they are good to start. So thank you for joining me on this lovely Tuesday, late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you're at. But we have two very similar decks going up against each other. If you watched my stream against Celtic, where he beat me, you saw pretty much his entire deck throughout those two games. I think really his entire deck game one. I'll go ahead and start a timer too. I'm sure they have one, but just so we know how much time is left on our end as well. They're one chuck different. Are you saying Graham runs Karachikuk? So Graham gets a niche here. Now, Graham's deck was seen on Sly Fox's channel as well, so I scouted his deck out there. I don't know if any of you have, but definitely very similar. He has Karachuk. Really? That's very interesting. I wonder what he's doing with that. Just trying to make other people's characters enter a level higher or something? That's very interesting. But I see we've got 6 viewers already. Thanks everybody for tuning in. So Graham starts out with a Paymaster. Celtic is going to shuffle a character back in with Alisara. Oh, use it against Adarami. Interesting. Okay. And Celtic will get Grihilga, so they've both got their level 5. And Graham will back alley. So he'll get a couple more cards there that puts him in a pretty good condition. I don't know how well you can see my face, but I was outside all day, so I'm super sunburnt, so I apologize if that's distracting at all. We get a Siren Spawn out of Graham. Still 4 cards to go in his hand, 4 cards to go in Celtic's hand. Celtic is going to use Grihilga to flip top. That's interesting because Graham can back alley if he draws this, but I imagine Celtic isn't going to want to get rid of that Terror Shard, so he's got an interesting decision here. And he's getting rid of them. Okay, doesn't want to give Graham those extra 2 cards. Completely understandable. Terror Shard, a very strong dragon. Very pivotal in my matchup against Celtic, but understandably not the main point of the deck. You don't want Graham to get his engine going before yours. Graham will shuffle Draxon back in. So he can get level 7 here. There's Flamefang. He'll get Heerman's Epic, and then, okay, he's got his engine online because he can put Epic on Paymaster, stun up Siren Spawn, and get rid of that Flamefang for Draxon. So Graham has his engine going, and so does Celtic. Now we'll see if he has a level 7 that he can utilize as well to get Draxon out, and this will be an interesting matchup. Against Celtic, we saw what Dragons versus Dragons can do, but now when you have actually like the exact same deck versus itself, where really the big thing that got me was Supremacist being able to ready 2 or 3 times a turn with Draxon. That's not something I had the capabilities to do. But now, since both these decks can do it, it might come down to who gets improved invisibility. I don't know. Graham throwing down an extensions before he stuns up Siren Spawn. And then he's ordering Siren Spawn up, so did Celtic pass here? If he has 3 dead cards, that is not a good start for him. Okay, yep, Graham will use the Epic, Celtic still passing. And 3 cards in hand for Graham, too. If one of these is a Supremacist already, that is, you really don't get a much better start than that. Chat, what do we think? Are there going to be banned and restricted announcements this year after this tournament concludes? I can't imagine Heerman's Epic would get banned, but it's possible. Otherwise, anything else? I mean, we had lots of Adarmis and Zod again this year, but really none of them made Like, none of the armies made the cut. One of the Zods got eliminated first round, so it's not like they're as dominant as they used to be, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Forge Cake says yeah. Ebon Scourge will scribe counterspell. That can be huge as well. There will be an update. Any predictions, chat? Or I guess specifically Bobby, on what we're thinking? So Stoneskin in rank 1 and Wisp in rank 2. So that will hold Celtic for a while here. I wonder if he knew Graham ran counterspell, because I honestly did not remember that that was in his list. So maybe he was waiting for him to scribe that. Westwind's probably really... Okay. They are annoying, especially with stab. So we get Ebon Scourge up front. Draxon can ready him, and Ebon Scourge can throw that DC 15 at my Syrian Trader. That will get around Stoneskin. Potion of Blurring. Oh my god, yes, please ban that. Russell, can I just say how great it is to see all these dragons in the top 8? I feel complete. Yeah, 3 dragon decks out of the 4 that were in the tournament made it to the top 8. 2 of them made it to Final 4, and 1 of them will make it to the championship. So Ebon Scourge does take down the Stoneskin Mycerian Trader with his DC check. Potion is needed for fighters. That's fair. Celtic went ahead and scooped, it looks like, so Graham is up 1-0. We'll update the graphic. That is true. Forge Cake is needed for fighters, and... Did we really see any rogues this tournament? I feel like that would be pretty useful for them as well. At least if it's a front rank stealth rogue, something like that. Okay, Celtic gets initiative this time. Yeah, Russell, we don't know who that is, though, so we won't point any fingers or name any names. The important thing is you made top 8 at the Ancients Championship at Gen Con with a Dragon deck, so take your wins where you can. Okay, Ravenwild from Celtic. That one has been pretty pivotal in his matchups, especially against Chris. That one played a huge part in his victory. I was able to take it out in game 1, I believe, against him, and then game 2, he had the win anyway, so it ended up not mattering, but very good card nonetheless. Now Graham will shuffle Blackwind back in, go get presumably his Ravenwild as well. There's that Ravenwild for Graham. Alsar spending maybe Rise and Obey, maybe improved invisibility. And he did unspend, so rethinking that move there. Sithis, okay. That can put some wounds on spellcasters, but without Yggdra's Tooth in this list, not a huge threat unless you get down a few hit points, take a few swings from it. Get another extensions from Ravenwild. So Graham really looking for the cards he needs here early on. What do we think about the QTP WAD matchup later on? Do we think WAD will get too big for Menetary to deal some damage, or will Menetary be fast enough to take Zod down? Because I have not seen QTP's deck. We did see WAD play against Vac on stream. That's one nice thing about having so many streamers, is just having these matches and these decks cataloged. Whereas we have the deck archives online, but we can kind of see how they function here as well. MC Killico, go Alisara. Thanks for the first time chat. But yes, I agree. I'm 100% pulling for Alisara here. It's close. It is close. I'm looking forward to that matchup. I think I want Menatari to win, just since Menatari and Dustin haven't been to the championship, whereas Zod and Wad both have, or Dow. I agree. I do think Wad has a slight advantage. Okay, so we get Flame Fang from Celtic, so he is able to get the Epic this time around. So get that Sithis out of there, turn that Flame Fang into Draxen. Okay. It's surprising how consistent these decks are, too. As I mentioned earlier, they don't always get the combo online turn 1, but they're really consistent. Can't back alley that. Did he back alley the Flame Fang? Humans Epic. Yeah, he must have done that when Flame Fang went into play. Well, I feel like we shouldn't jump in here. Should we? I mean, there are a couple actions past it. I never know what to do in these situations. That's kind of what I figured. Just let him play it out, but that is good to know. It's Graham. Graham, who got his Flame Fang as well. One thing we didn't mention. Both of them with Ravenwild, Sithis, and Flame Fang. That's really funny. Literally identical board states right now, aside from Sithis being stunned in the second. Now this is where we could get into a bit of a mirror match, and this match stalls a little bit longer. Game 1, obviously we saw Graham get his combo online before Celtic, and Celtic ended up conceding. But if they both get their engine going here, this match could be very interesting. And now we get the Rise and Obey from Alisara. Does Graham have Counterspell? Seems no. Yep, so there is Supremus for Celtic. Now does Graham have Supremus? Celtic is a couple steps ahead of Graham here as well. He already has his Epic equipped, Sithis stunned up, so now we see Celtic going to get Draxen right now, whereas Graham is at least 2 actions from that, so can potentially destabilize him before he's able to get Supremus online, but we'll see. So up comes Sithis. There's the Supremus. Now, Graham gets his Draxen here. Again, just like identical board states. It's so funny. Also, it really comes down to if Graham actually has Supremus in hand or not. Alisar is spent, so he can't Rise and Obey if he has that. So he does have to have Supremus here. Otherwise, this swings heavily into Celtic's favor. Celtic stunning Supremus up. I have to imagine he'll move back at least a Wisp, if not also my Syrian Trader, to get Supremus in the second or first rank before he readies. See the Flory's Monster Guide on Draxen. Okay. So Graham can go get Tauren here. Tells me he doesn't have Supremus, but he can go digging a little bit. We do see Celtic moving that Supremus up. Terror Shard from Graham. Okay. All non-monster characters in your army inflict an additional wound with melee and range strikes that target monsters. I hope that didn't come into play in me and Celtic's matchup. I don't think it did, and that only would have been in his favor and he won anyways, but that's a more forgotten aspect of it, I feel like. Mainly, let's just go search for a monster. Graham will blink the jackals up. Supremus is ready. So that Will-O-Wisp saving Graham here right now. Such a good card in the matchups where you need it. And its AC is high enough that even in the matchups where you don't need it, it can still be a pretty helpful defender should it fall forward or anything like that. So Graham can order Terror Shard up. And get a Sithis with the Monster's Guide as well. Swung on a Trader with the Jackals and missed. Got it to tap down as well. Now Celtic will blink the Jackals up, try and take out a couple of Graham's Traders here, or at least get them to tap down before Supremus swings in. Graham will cancel. Okay, so we got 2 Traders tapped down. Supremus is ready to swing. Celtic opting to swing with a Trader. I assume that was on the Jackals. Okay, Supremus. Swinging. How much damage can we do here? Even with a 2, that'll hit and kill with that handy dandy plus 15. Now, will he go for a Trader and tap it down, sending the plus 9 at it, or does he try and get the Jackals out of here? Looks like he's going for the Jackals, does not get it. We've got one more swing. Also doesn't get it, so Graham able to hold his ranks for now. Has not used his readying on Draxon yet, and 1 card in hand with the Monster's Guide active. Okay, so Terror Shard comes up, so he's not going to use Monster's Guide to go get Tauren, so it is going to be a Sithis. So it really makes me wonder what that last card in his hand is to not go get Tauren, or maybe he's just trying to get multiple Sithis in play to take swings on Alisara should she do anything. Wisp back, Terror Shard up, that makes sense. Now I'm sure we'll see Trader back, Terror Shard up, and Terror Shard will get a couple swings on Supremus. Before Supremus probably eviscerates it next turn. Okay, so he does stun up Sithis as well. 1 card in hand for Celtic. Blinking the Jackals back. Okay, so that'll stun up Sithis and Sithis. The Wisp will correct up to rank 2. Do you see that readying onto Terror Shard? And he's just going to go for a Trader. He's not even going to bother with Supremus. Would need, what, 14s to hit? No, I'm so bad at math. 15. So, it makes sense. And you're not going to kill Supremus either way with that Terror Shard. Man, what was that last card for each of them? Just a meet at the end for Celtic. Wise not to play that. And Graham, will he hold it into next turn or discard it? I really would have figured, I mean, having an extra Sithis on the board is good, but I maybe would have gone and got Tauren. Okay, so he does hold the card. That tells me he wants to use it. So it could be an improved invisibility that he's holding. Doesn't want to discard for a Tauren, but... I mean, really, rescue, that could be as well. Yep, for those range strikes. That would be another reason not to use Tauren. Celtic wins initiative and will just swing right in on Terror Shard. Does not get it. Oh, it's going to come down to this last strike. There goes Terror Shard, but only 2 swings hit. Man, we see that plus 15 missing again. Celtic swinging before Graham can react with Ravenwild, so we see that strike go on to Sithis. So Terror Shard is going to swing before he goes down. Now, does he go for Supremacist this time, or does he focus his swings elsewhere, going for the Jackals? So first 2 swings went on Supremacist, second one went on Jackals. Did get that even to take him down. And Supremacist is ready again. Probably going to go for those melee strikes again, take out Terror Shard and Sithis, especially with Wisp in that second rank still. So if it is a rescue, it's not going to give Graham an opportunity to use it right away. Graham getting Grahilga in, knowing that rank 5 is going to be destabilized pretty soon here. It would have been really funny to blink the Jackals up though and just watch him swing odd on everything. And we get extensions out of Ravenwild. Okay. Could get the Orb of Dragonkind here on Draxon to ready Supremacist a third time a turn. Or ready him a second time so he can swing a third time. Now things definitely seem in Celtic's favor here just because he does have that Supremacist in play. But Graham having Draxon, this can get out of hand very quickly as well. As we saw in my matchup against Celtic, it doesn't necessarily come down to who has Supremacist first, since I did in game 1 and ended up losing that. So both of these decks are very resilient, especially with Stone Skin from Celtic, not knowing the entirety of Graham's deck. I'm certain he runs improved invisibility at least, though. So there's plenty of surprises that could easily swing this match. Okay, after that, extensions. Graham will back alley. Can use the Flores Monsters Guide again here. Get a third Sithis, presumably. So now Alisara cannot risk casting any spells. Celtic will likely swing in with Supremacist here to take out the one Sithis. Yeah, there. Oh, the one is stunned. That's right, but he can get 2 swings in. I don't know why he would Rise and Obey before taking the Spent Sithis out. But he gets a second Supremacist. That was Graham. Yep. Graham's not reacting with Sithis. Why? Did Graham forget to unstun the Sithis in the third? It seems like it, yeah. And I don't know why he didn't react with either of them there. I don't know, if you're watching the recording of this later on, you can just rewind back and see if that Sithis got stunned this turn or if he forgot to unstun it, but... Russell, I think you're right. I feel like he did forget to unstun that one. Stabilize, get another Supremus. That way he has to play it safe. He was in the 4th, wasn't he? No, because he blinked the Jackals back to the 4th last turn and stunned Sithis up one more rank. And if he did forget, that's huge, because he could have reacted with all 3 Sithis there and swung in at Alisara. Fintago, see, I told you I would forget to post in the content channel that I was going live. I told you that wasn't going to happen. I apologize for that. But thanks for tuning into the stream nonetheless. So there's that Karachguk. Doesn't necessarily. Okay, he did remember. He spent the Sithis instead of stunning it, and now I wonder if he's realizing he could have swung in for the kill there. But we do get that second Supremus from Celtic. That is huge. Didn't think Rise No Bait targeted. You don't have to target, it's just once per turn after... Oh, it is targets a spell or strike. Okay. You're correct, the thing. I thought it was just casts a spell. I forgot that they have to target specifically. That would be why Graham didn't react. Graham cast Rise and Obey as well. Sithis is so underpowered. He is not one bit. He's so good. We get immediately in from Celtic as well. Both of them have that Wand of Negation, so Graham can blank Celtic's Orb of Dragonkind should he get it. And I imagine Graham runs it as well. I could be wrong. Oh, Graham got Supremus with Rise and Obey. That makes sense. I was talking and missed it. So we get that Supremus in play. Now we get Jackals swinging in at my Syrian Trader. Sithis and Pyro will stun to correct, so we'll get a +6 at Sithis. 4 hit points on him is really solid too. He is such a good card, especially if you can get a Yggdra's Tooth on him. Why on earth is he not unique? Absolutely. The 2 most egregious non-uniques in the game are Sithis, Sutek King, and Shan Kassin. Both of them not having the unique trait is absurd. Seems like an oversight in both instances, but maybe they just thought he didn't need it? I don't know. That seems a little bit weird. Okay, so Graham used Grihilga and got rid of Counterspell and Orb of Dragonkind. The lower level version is unique. Yeah, exactly. So they had a basis for it being unique, and they printed a much more powerful one, and it's not unique anymore? What were they thinking? Or were they not thinking? So Graham moving his Supremus up. Celtic moving his second Supremus up, which is not something you get to say very often. Was it, I think 2 years ago, Wesley ran Dragon deck, Alisara Dragon Drop in Worlds, and started out 3-0, ended up finishing 3-3, but he had 3 Supremus in his list, and I believe there was one game he actually got all 3 of them out. That is definitely a sight to see. Graham moved his trader up. And then I guess it's Celtics go here. Celtic must... Graham keeps putting counters on and taking them off. Deciding what to do here, but he'll play Immediate at the end with Will-O-Wisp. Do you guys know, does Graham run a second Supremacist as well? Because that would be huge for him to get here. They're the same deck? Well, not entirely, because I guess I don't know, but I didn't think Celtic ran Korat. I know Celtic doesn't run Counterspell, because he didn't have Counterspell against me. It's Temple of Lore, and so it doesn't move it back with Paymaster, since he doesn't have it, but able to have it enter one rank back with Korat. So Graham is going to rescue Supremacist Strikes, but Celtic will blink it. Wait. So then Graham tried to blink, and now Celtic is rescuing. Oh my words. Celtic is just swinging here. Okay. Presumably going for that temple. So Celtic's blink resolved, move Supremacist back a rank and stun them up, but he still gets the strikes, and we see the last one did hit. We got 4 odds, and then he finally took down the temple on the last one. Rescue blink, yeah, absolutely wild. Blink is a good one, I will say. I have not run that in a dragon deck before. It's played a big part in a lot of these matchups, though. Blink the Jackals back, and we get Supremacist up front. Not blinking the Jackals, okay. Maybe? It's going to order Terror Shard back. So Supremacist comes up. Graham has not used his readying on Draxon this turn. Bit of an interesting move there. Maybe he just doesn't want Terror Shard in harm's way from Supremacist, or... I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe he just wanted the extra strikes from the Jackals. But regardless, we'll get Supremacist swinging in. Presumably on Supremacist, at least with these plus 15s. Looks like those were on Supremacist because neither of them hit, I imagine. Yeah, those second two I was going to say were probably going to be on Sutek King. And they were. So Pyro comes up. No Supremacist, but definitely a formidable foe as well. Now we see Draxon moving up. Okay. Grahilga stunning to correct. So Graham just trying to get more hit points up. And make room for Ravika. That makes sense as well. Ravika, a very powerful card. She'll move up as well. Now, do we see what those last 2 cards are for Celtic? We do not. He'll pass. So Graham the bigger army, but Celtic the 2 Supremacists. This is a very tight match here. Get a Sabotage. Celtic will discard. And 1, it looks like he'll keep. Graham gets initiative here, so he can swing with Supremus before Celtic readies his. But we get a Paymaster off the bat. Ravenwild spending for a Stone Skin on Supremus. If only Graham had Purify, am I right, guys? Man, Graham really not the best at remembering to unstun those Sutek Kings. Does get the one in the second rank there. He'll react with all 3 of them. All 3 of them hit, so Ravenwild is dead. Hey, we got Zant in chat tuning in from vacation. Thanks for making it to the stream, Zant. All skills Purify. Is level 3, I think, cleric action. Unstun target character, remove any attached cards from it, and they lose the poison trait. So you can target a character even if it's not yours, and even if they're not stunned, and remove... how did that Stone Skin go away? I'm confused how that Stone Skin went, but can they... Anyone in chat know why the Stone Skin on Supremus went bye-bye? Yeah, all skills. I'll pull up Purify here. So yeah, level 3 cleric action, order targeted character, unstun the target. The target permanently loses the poison trait. You may remove a card attached to the target. So you can target Supremus and remove Stone Skin since it's attached to him. Oh, yeah, I am still definitely kicking myself over that mistake and the mistake in game 1 with Celine and Treewalk and Sithis killing Riyadh. Yeah, definitely not too thrilled with that game with myself still. Terror Shard swinging in. I assume going for Pyro. Yep, because 1 strike hit. 1 did not. Guys, I still have no clue how the Stone Skin on Supremus went away. Is it because... Oh, because Ravenwild cast it. Ravenwild cast it. Okay, and since she was killed, it didn't resolve. Glad you liked the game, all skills, and I hope your friend who likes dragons liked it as well. I will have this VOD exported as soon as this match is over as well, and I'll post the link in Discord, and you can shoot him this video as well. But don't worry, guys. I figured it out. I'm only, like, a little bit slow. Stone Skin goes away because of Sithis. So neither of them used their readying on Draxon yet. You have to think Graham is... Oh, I was going to say you have to think he's saving his Supremus for if Celtic brings Temple of Lore into play, but it looks like he'll just go ahead and swing, so... If he's going for Supremus, that's a hit. If it's Terror Shard, that's definitely a hit. It was Supremus, as it kind of has to be in this instance. 11 or better gets there. That's 3 more on Supremus. Now, does he go for the kill, or does he take out Pyro? I'd go for the kill here, but I'm really greedy. It's definitely better odds on Pyro, but not by a lot. That misses if that's on Supremus. That'll hit Terror Shard. So he was going for Supremus and missed. Both swings. I have to imagine Celtic readies up here. So Graham can swing for the kill with Sithis, and that's what he's going to do. See if we can get lucky. And he misses with the plus 15. Wow. So now Celtic with an opportunity to take out Graham's Supremus here. Or you can send a couple 15s at Supremus, send the 9s at Terror Shard or something. But he is safe with that Supremus for now, since Graham has no one else to swing in, so when and if Graham does ready Supremus, that's when he can swing with his before it goes down. He will go ahead and swing. So Graham will redirect to the Trader with Raven Wild. Cancel that plus 15, that's huge. Celtic swinging once again before Graham has a chance to react, so he will... Oh, okay, so he didn't blink it. He discarded with Raven Wild, so the strike only inflicts 1 wound. Now, where was he going with that 20? Okay, he did go for Terror Shard and get the kill. Only 1 wound on Supremus out of that, though. You have to figure that's a win for Graham. So now he can ready up Supremus. And if he can take down Celtic's Supremus here, that is... There's the second one for Graham. Okay, this match, I think, just swung pretty heavily into his favor. It'll depend on how these rolls are, obviously. So Graham used the Wand of Negation. Looks like Celtic passed after Supremus came into play, I guess. Used the wand, I guess, on Celtic's wand. And Celtic rescued it. So Graham will stun that Supremus up. Swing with Jackals. Seems like an odd choice. I would have saved the Jackals for when Wisp comes up. Or I guess he just wanted to... Man, yeah, I'm confused. Maybe he's waiting to swing with Supremus for some reason? I don't know. I'm definitely, as you can tell, not the best at, like, metagaming and reading what other people are taking their actions specifically for. So, like, yeah, why... Do we not see the swing with Supremus there? I'm very surprised by that. Both of them with 2 cards in hand. Yeah, Graham could have... Why would you not send 2 plus 15s at Supremus? You can take down Supremus, put 3 wounds on the new one, and then send 2 swings at Pyro, try and take him down. Maybe he was thinking Celtic was holding something and slow playing, and Graham passed and Celtic just went for it as well. Or I guess rather if Graham was trying to catch Celtic and passed. But Graham gets initiative here with a 4. And we will see that Supremacist swing in. That'll hit. So down goes Supremacist number 1. Got one more plus 15. We'll blink that second swing. And we're not seeing the roll from the blink. I wonder. Okay, there's the roll. So, yep, move back to 2 stun up. 2 plus 9s can take down Pyro here. 14 or better gets him. I said 14, not 4. 1. Wow. Cannot take down Pyro here. Rise and Obey from Alisara. So he's already got the 2 Supremacists. He's got Pyro. Was Terror Shard in his discard pile game 1? Yeah, game 1, so he can get Terror here. Temple of Lore, that makes sense too. I guess didn't have a character that he wanted to shuffle in to go get it. Draxon readying up Supremus. Celtic will drop his TOL. So then Graham will have to take Supremus's range strikes at Temple of Lord. Now does Celtic have that 3rd rescue? I'm thinking about it a bit here. 3 cards in hand for Celtic and 16 left in deck. You can't see that on the screen because of the camera, but 16 cards left in Celtic's deck, so not the best chance that he has rescue, but if he does, that's huge. He doesn't seem to have it. So down goes Temple, and Graham has to forego the rest of his strikes since there's no legal target with Will-O-Wisp, but absolutely worth it to get that Temple out of there. Now, neither of them have their Temple of Lore. Do you have to do the rest of the strikes? You can't forego range strikes? I guess not. So Graham swinging on his own Grihilga. Takes her down. Morn Jackals falls, and then rolls 1 odd. And Jackals corrects. I thought you could forego range strikes. I guess it's only melee. Learn something new every day. Still absolutely worth it to get that Temple of Lore out of there. So Celtic will ready up his Supremacist, but Graham has 2 of them almost perfectly healthy in rank 1. He can reduce the wounds on 1 with Ravika if he has a blink. Can redirect another swing to Trader with Ravenwild too, so the 2 plus 15 strikes can do a combined 1 wound. So that is a really good engine Graham has going. We see Pyro swing in here, presumably gonna try and take out that Trader. He rolls a 1, so I guess going on Sithis too, that would make sense. Swinging on Supremus, okay. I would use Pyro to take out the Trader, so then he can't redirect with Ravenwild, and Pyro's only doing 1 wound to swing, so even if you take 1 swing at the Trader, tap him down, take another swing and kill him, that frees up Supremacist plus 15. That seems like a much more worthwhile strike than swinging with a plus 11 for 1 wound on Supremacist. We see immediately in from Wisp, so how many blinks does Graham have left? He's got 2 in the discard. I feel like he only runs 2. Could be wrong. Celtic stuns up Paymaster, just trying to hold ranks at this point. Possibly freeing up room for dragons back there as well. See, Rise and Obey from Alisara. Now, Graham has not got his Pyrothraxis out yet. Ebon Scourge. Okay, Ravika from Celtic too. That's another big play. Comes in one rank back because of the Korat. Get Blackwind from Graham. He's got Ebon Scourge too. Maybe he has Pyro in hand, and that's why he didn't go find him. Get the Monster's Guide on Draxen. Still can't get a Sithis because of the Korat. He'd come into play in rank 7. Graham stuns Blackwind up. 5 cards in hand for Graham still, thanks to a meet at the inn and I think a back alley pretty early in this turn as well. Maybe not. I guess just off of the meat. And not playing that many this turn. So Celtic stuns up Ravika. Graham has used Draxen's ability to ready so far this turn. So Siren Spawn. See, this is how slow I am at figuring things out. I'll bet Graham used the Wand of Negation to blank Wand of Negation because he has Orb of Dragonkind in his hand as well, but since Celtic rescued it, he can blank the orb. See, we got there. I just wouldn't have figured that out like real time, like if I were in this game. See a Tauren from Celtic off of the Monster's Guide. Siren Spawn from Graham, so he's just getting all his dragons into play. Graham reacting with Paymaster to move Celtic's Tauren up. That's interesting. After target lower level mercenary enters play, move the target forwards or backwards. That's funny. Just trying to destabilize his ranks a little bit. Celtic discarding Bodyguard with Tauren. Forgot that one was in his list. That probably should be in my list too. All those, I guess there weren't too many Koryos Golden Gun decks. It might have just been Sanji. Graham will stun Terror Shard up. Or sorry, not Terror Shard, Siren Spawn. Make room for Ebon Scourge. A fun thing he can do is move Sithis up, use Hierman's Epic on Blackwind, get a level 7 if he wants to swing, but definitely don't want to put a level 7 in harm's way of Supremacist before he swings. So down goes the Trader with the DC check. That makes sense then why he didn't swing in on it once again. Not figuring things out here. But yeah, down goes the Trader. So Graham can still redirect with Ravenwild. He just can't cancel the strike on a redirection. Celtic stunned his Wand of Negation, but Graham used that earlier in the turn and Celtic rescued it, I thought. I don't know. That seems like a them problem. Three cards in hand still for Graham. Can move Ebon Scourge up, get Blackwind up to the front. Celtic has Supremus ready and able to swing. And he will. So he'll go at Graham's Wounded Supremus. Have to imagine he'll redirect this here. So he'll pitch Rescue with Ravika to reduce it to 1 wound. Last R. I'm confused, Rain. Celtic swinging in at Siren Spawn, since that's a risk to Alisara. Oh, last turn was Wand and Rescue. Okay. So we get Ebon Scourge ordering up. Pushing Blackwind up to rank 1. We'll move Ebon Scourge. Yep, move Ebon Scourge up. Or I guess move Sithis up. Ebon Scourge falls. Move the next Sithis up. Now, what's Graham's last card? Does he have the, does not have Orb of Dragonkind. I was wondering if maybe he did, since he blanked the wand, but it's Bodyguard on his Alisara, so he's safe from Siren Spawn. So Graham can protect his Supremus with Ravika for 1 strike. Redirect the other plus 15 from Ravenwild, and then it will just come down to Celtic getting a couple of plus 9s on it, but it doesn't matter since Graham is going to swing with that to begin with. He wins initiative here. So I wonder, is he going for range strikes on Ravika, since that's a pretty big one to take out as well? Or is he going melee strikes? So we get a 19. He's going to use Ravika. So he was going for Supremus. One last swing here, does not hit. Graham hasn't had the best rolling, it feels like. It hasn't been egregiously bad. Wait, 1, 2. Oh, that is 4 swings, okay. I was thinking that was 5 for some reason. That last swing was on Pyro. Okay, so that gets rid of Pyrothraxis. Celtic swings in with his Supremus. Presumably. Yep, going on the heavily wounded Supremus. We'll get Ravika reducing 1. Does Graham redirect with Ravenwild for the next one? And he does. Send that other plus 15 at Blackwind, probably. Yep. So 2 plus 9s. Can Celtic take out the other Supremus here? No, and no. That misses by 1. Ravenwild spending for improved invisibility on that Supremus. That's huge. So now Graham can do all the dirty work with, excuse me, this ready Supremus. And save this one for 2 turns from now when he hopes he's in a winning position. That's a huge play. Get extensions from Celtic's Ebon Scourge. Because we haven't seen improved invisibility from him either. That, at this point, might delay things more than just winning it. We got Gunslave subbing with Prime. Thank you, Gun. Appreciate the sub. Can't wait till your channel is up and live as well. Hopefully November, like you said, and just getting more content creators in the mix. Sithis swings. Plus 17, that hits Supremus. Plus 8, I imagine just going on Paymaster here. Misses regardless, so irrelevant. But now that Supremus with 2 wounds on it, that only needs the 2 plus 15s from Supremus to hit. Celtic has used Ravika already. And he's still digging with Tauren. So whatever he's looking for, he presumably found it by playing extensions and Tauren, because if it wasn't there in extensions, he could put the rest of the cards on the bottom. So Graham will swing in with Supremus, but we get Blink out of Celtic Supremus. Makes the check, so that will cancel the strike. Graham reacted with Sithis on the blink and missed, but Supremus moves back, so now we got 3 more swings from Supremus still. That was on Ravika. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. That's it's a really good sign for 2 streams in one day, but we'll have a little bit of a break between the 2 of them at least. And the last swing from Supremus will hit. So neither of them have used their readying yet. But we get Stone Skin on it. Graham with the counter spell. Rescue from Celtic. What does Graham have? Rescue! What a play. That's like the blink, rescue. Absolutely huge. So Graham makes the counter spell check. Stone Skin does not resolve. And now he'll ready his Supremus. So now even if if Celtic readies up with Draxon, Graham will get to swing in and yeah, play in Siren Spawn. So no more blink. I think he already played both of them as well. That'll take down Supremus. So this game is looking like it's all but Graham's. Especially with this invisible Supremus here. You never want an invisible giant dragon. Very deadly. I figure Celtic just scooped here. That would make sense, but Graham not taking his other swings. So it seems like that is the case. So Graham going on to the championship. Valiant effort by Celtic. I mean, getting the 2 Supremacists into play. He had the upper hand early for sure. Amazing comeback by Graham. And just able to cancel and redirect enough of Supremacist swings, keeping his alive for the duration of the turn. So that is huge. Congrats to Graham. We'll go ahead and hop over to the giveaway now. I'll keep on tap open on my screen just in case anything happens. We'll bounce back there. But we'll do the giveaway and wrap things up. So if you're in chat, say something to be entered into the giveaway. And we'll... Oh, I can't roll. I'm not in untap, so I will... Do I have a d20? Tell you what we'll do. I'll open untap on my phone since I don't want you all to see my decks. Okay. So we got QDP, The Thing, All Skills, Rain, Watchfoot, and Gunslave. That is 6 people. Okay. QDP, you're telling me you have to play against Alisara in the finals. If you make it there, pulling for you. But yeah, very funny. Such a surprise that you'd have to play against Alisara. Okay. So we'll roll a d6. Mobile is slow. It's 4, so that is going to be... It's going to go to All Skills. Roll a d20 and see what they get. That's a 2, so that's going to be a Brine Fiend. That is the... My things are in the way. That is the alternate art Brine Dragon Spawn. The online Ancients achievements. So it's basically just an alternate art, alternate name Brine Fiend. But let me know if you want that sent your way or added to the Horde. If you want it, you can shoot me a message on Discord. But that will go ahead and wrap things up. In just under an hour from now, I will be live again to commentate the WAD versus QDP matchup. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I will get a much needed break in the meantime, and I hope to see all of you there. Congrats again to Graham for making the championship.